0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
And the Sixers win it! Wow!
Oh man, Embiid just posterized Russell Westbrook.
You love the Philadelphia Eagles! Let me get a hell yeah! Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Party on Broad. Our Sixers draft preview continues. If you guys love the Sixers, please give this video a like and please smash that subscribe button. We've got a fun one for you guys today. He is Isaiah Livers, a tough-nosed defender, on-ball defender, a floor spacer. This guy is a ton of fun to watch. And to break him down, I've got the man, the myth, the legend. He is Tiago. Give him a follow on Twitter at tscabia. How you doing, Tiago? Good morning.
Good morning, man. 7 a.m. bright and early here to talk some Michigan hoops with Isaiah Livers. It doesn't get any better than that, right?
Yeah, when you talk about needs for the Philadelphia 76ers, a 3-4 guy that could defend multiple positions and stretch the floor for Joel and Ben. Let's start the tape. Tiago, tell us a little bit about Isaiah Livers.
So Isaiah Livers, the name has been around the college ranks for a while now. Very seasoned player out of Michigan. Part of, Juwan Howard's offense this year. And man, like you watch Michigan, it's a pro style offense, right? So it's not that, in the post, kick back out, the kind of stuff that you see from most college basketball programs. He's really slot into that, offensive type system, which I think helped raise his stock a lot more this year. I don't think he was really being talked about much in previous seasons, but this year his game really kind of took off offensively. And he went from like a low usage, basics defender in the first couple of years in Michigan to a high usage. Well, I won't say high usage, higher usage, high volume, knockdown 3-point shooter. And that's where really I think NBA teams are going to want to see from Livers at the next level. And that's where I think was going to make his game. But the question is, has he fully recovered first from a stretch fracture in his right foot, which is something that kept him out of the NCAA tournament. And that's, for a bigger guy who carries a little bit of weight, that could be a little bit tricky. But assuming that he has done that, I think, man, you're talking about, shooting in the second round. It probably doesn't get more better than this with Isaiah Livers.
Yeah, you look at the tape here. This is your quintessential glue guy, floor spacer. He does a lot. There's a lot of strength here for Isaiah Livers. Break it down for us, Tiago.
Yes, I mean, we have to talk about, the shooting. So career 41% three-point shooter at Michigan. And it immediately stands out in spot-up situations. You see him right there. Take a little pull-up. But it's mostly off the catch, guarded, contested. It doesn't really matter with him. He has a high release, a high frame. Players can have a tough time contesting him at that shot point. But he's also added some little wrinkles to his game that I really like. So Michigan, again, being very creative, uses him in a kind of pick and pop role. So he's got a little bit more motion to his game. He's got a little bit of Danny Green-like, maneuvering through the defense, kind of little moonwalk to the perimeter, kind of those type of things. So again, he's not a super dynamic shooter in terms of motion, but he's added little wrinkles to his scoring game, which is very interesting. And again, you're talking about a guy who's 6'7", right? 230 something. You play him perhaps at the 4, so you can do a little pick and pop action with him with a ball handler. That part of it slots the Sixers offense really, really well. Yeah. And again, you see it transition. We'll talk about a lot of these guys with, a lot of these prospects, their ability to get down in transition with the Sixers, with Ben Simmons. That's really important. And Livers, you see it right there. And there's a miss, there's a turnovers. He's running down the court. He's the first one to get down, and he's got, again, high catch radius, plays with high energy. So those things point very positive for him at the next level, and what his potential fit is with Philadelphia.
All right, then you get to weaknesses. I think, one of the weaknesses is he's an older guy. It's 22 years old. I don't think that's something the Sixers aren't afraid of taking, though. I think that's actually an advantage for the Sixers in this particular draft. Tiago, talk to us about Isaiah Livers' weaknesses.
Yeah, so I think with the weaknesses, it's about framing and being okay with that. The fact that he's probably just going to be a bench role player at the NBA. If you're drafting and expecting a starter, it's probably not going to happen, and you'd probably be very disappointed with the pick. I compare him a lot to a guy in Utah, Georges Niang. Yeah. Again, player came out of Iowa State, kind of didn't have much going in this game early, but if you watch him now with the Jazz, he's a 12 to 15 minute postseason player, gives you 40+% shooting and okay to decent defense. And, when you watch Livers closely, one of the things that he's going to struggle with is speed. And I think he actually benefit from playing a little bit lighter. So I think perhaps getting to an NBA program that prioritizes his body and development, he may unlock a little bit more quickness in his game. Again, these are projections. I have no idea. But so yeah, defensively, he's not gonna be fully exploitable like a lot of players are at the next level. But he's not gonna be a kind of guy who's gonna attack. He'd be a point of attack defender at a very, very high level. So again, it's a question about managing expectations. He's a below the rim athlete, and those type of players tend to be limited players at the next level. So I guess we'll wait and see. But again, fitting him under correct structure, you're talking about a 15, 60 minute per game player that can really, add more offense to your system.
Yeah, in the right role. Like, it's a super role player that can really make a true impact off the bench, providing spacing for Ben and Joel Embiid. How do you see him fitting next to Matisse Thybulle and this fit with the Philadelphia 76ers? Yeah,
I mean, the fit is pretty evident from the shooting element. So I looked it up. The Sixers bench this season shot 33% from deep as a bench unit. That's good for 23rd in the NBA. I mean, that's simply not good enough in an era where three-point shooting keeps going and rising at a pretty rapid level. So you're talking about the fit with the Sixers. It's adding immediate shooting off the bench. And what the Sixers have on their bench right now is very interesting because they have a lot of guys who play offense but don't really play defense. And they have guys who play defense but don't really play offense. So there's got like a mix and match of a lot of different things. And Livers, to me, is a guy who does the offense part pretty well and also can add the defense element, the fact that he's just not going to be, hounded on the defensive end. And he's even going to give you a little bit of rim protection, perhaps. He trusts his defensive base. He's a very well coached defensive player, trusts his length well. So, again, you're adding a guy who's going to now add both on both ends of the court, which is something I think the Sixers need and the Sixers could use in the regular season and also in the postseason. So, yeah, that's how I see him sliding in with the Sixers.
Isaiah Livers, man, definitely one every Sixers fan should have on their draft radar. Tiago, what do you got going on? Where can we find you, bro?
Yeah, man, we'll continue to do these things. More players to come, and keep looking out for us with the Sixers. They're getting close to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. That it's gonna be pretty wild.
So that is Tiago. Be sure to give him a follow at T-Scabia. Beautiful as he is, out inside and out, I gotta say. So make sure you give this video a like.
Oh man,
I broke myself. Make sure you give this video a like if you love the Philadelphia 76ers. Be sure to smash that subscribe button for Tiago, for myself. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome.
Sixers win it! Wow!
Oh man, Embiid just posterized Russell Westbrook.